Hi everyone, can you hear me? Ashutosh, Suresh,
Yes, sir, I can.
Mustafa,
Good evening, sir.
Sunita.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How about you?
Good. Please wait for other student, then
Yeah,
we can continue.
yes,
Right.
sir. Yeah.
Okay, everyone, can you hear me? Mustafa, Suresh, Sunita. Let's start our
Yes, sir.
discussion now.
Yeah, Jitendra,
Everyone.
we can.
Okay, so this training is related with Fortinet firewall, right? Suresh, do you have any experience with firewall device? Suresh,
We don't have Jitendra.
okay. So are you working with routing and switching?
Yeah.
Are you working
Switching.
switching to now? Mustafa, do you have any experience with firewall?
Hi, sir.
Hi, Mustafa.
Actually, right now I'm working in a company.
Okay.
So there I have like project experience. So in that, in the next project, we have a Fortinet firewall.
Mhm.
So I have just worked on the consoles like admin console, but not from the scratch.
Okay, no problem. Sunita,
Sir, as you know, like
yes, I
you.
already know you.
Yeah, but Fortinet, sir. Now the company I joined, it's everything is Fortinet, Forti switch, Forti everything, FortiGate.
48
So
products.
yeah,
Hmm.
so it's been very hard for me to learn things there.
Okay, no
Yeah.
problem. Let's start our discussion with
Yes,
intro.
sir.
Okay? So, see, I will start from scratch. Okay, I will start from what is firewall exactly. But before start training, let's discuss topic today. Okay, total training will take in Fortinet. This training is related with NSE4. This training is called what? NSE4 training. Okay, NSE4. Please wait. Okay, can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this training is related with NSE4 program. Okay, I will tell you about the 48 certifications, no problem. So complete training will take minimum this NSE4 training, complete training will take minimum 26 to 28 hours. 28 hours. What I can provide you from my side, I can provide you slides and notes. So we have a proper notes for each topic. For example, if I'm talking about firewall policy configuration in Fortinet, so you can verify here. I can show you. We have a proper notes and slide. For example, in case if we are talking about firewall policy concept. So you can follow this slide. You can follow this notes, step-by-step notes for configuration. See, it means we have a slide for each and every topic. I can share, no problem. Software and tools for lab setup. I can also help you to set up the lab, no problem. So, but you know, the minimum requirement to set up the Fortinet firewall lab is you need to have 8 GB RAM in your laptop. If you have 8 GB RAM, so you can set up your lab, no problem, for only Fortinet firewall box. So let's start our topic discussion. So these are the modules. In our complete training, we have 14 modules, and the first topic is called Introduction and Initial Configuration. Okay, before this topic, I will tell you the basic concept about firewall terminology, okay, firewall techniques. So this is not related with Fortinet. This is common topic. Like for any next generation firewall box. So I can tell you what is firewall first, what is firewall device, and I can discuss firewall technique, firewall techniques. After that, we can start our discussion. After that, we can start our first topic. It's called Introduction and Initial Configuration. So like other vendor, you guys are familiar with the CCNA, right? CCNA concept. So remember in CCNA, we all know the concept about router and switches. We all know how to configure it. We all know the product family information. In Cisco, it's like Cisco router, Cisco switches series. Same, like if I'm learning 48 products, so 48 firewall box, so I need to know the product family about Fortinet, like entry-level firewall device or mid-range firewall box or high-end devices. So I can tell you here in introduction and initial configuration, I can tell you about the product family first, product family information. Then why Fortinet? Because in market we have multiple vendors. For next generation firewall, you can verify here. Let me show you. For next generation firewall, we have multiple vendors in the market. These are the vendors, guys. These are the vendors for next generation firewall. Our focus is on Fortinet. So why Fortinet? Because we have Palo Alto, we have Checkpoint Firewall Box, we have Cisco. And why Fortinet? So we can discuss in introduction and initial configuration here. After that, we can go on to the CLI configuration, how to access Fortinet Firewall Box through CLI, and all CLI basic command we can discuss. After that, we can go on to the graphical page. So most of the configuration we can do with the graphical page. But yes, you can use CLI command. I can show you some command for policy configuration, for NAT configuration, for routing configuration. I can show you. But most of the configuration we can do with the graphical page. So in introduction and initial configuration, after product family, after product discussion, we can go on to the CLI option and graphical option. Here we can discuss one more concept. It's called interface configuration. Interface. If you guys are familiar with the Palo Alto, remember in Palo Alto we have L3 interface, L2 interface. We all are familiar with these type of interfaces, right?
Yes.
L2 and L3. Okay, in Palo Alto we have tap interface. We have virtual wire interface. We have high availability interface. So like other vendor like Palo Alto, like Cisco, like Checkpoint Firewall Box, you can configure interfaces here. We can configure interfaces. I can show you the both option, how to configure IP address through CLI, through graphical page. So interface configuration, we can focus with CLI and graphical page. And here we can discuss both options. We can focus on physical interface configuration and what logical. In logical, we can discuss VLAN interface concept. Then we can go on to the SVI interface. SVI interface, you can go with the ether channel concept. Remember ether channel? Ether channel is related with routing and switching. So you can go with the ether channel concept. Yes, you can configure redundant interface. You can create loopback option. You can create loopback interface. So these are related with the logical interface configuration on Fortinet Firewall box. But yes, you can configure your physical interface also. So I will show you all the scenario, how to work with the interfaces, how to configure it. After that, we can discuss one more concept here in introduction and initial configuration is called RBAC. RBAC is a common topic. It's called role-based access control. We can create multiple firewall administrator. We can create multiple firewall administrator to manage our FortiGate firewall box. We can also define the level of access. For example, I have L3 administrator in my organization and L1 administrator. L3 admin can do any kind of changes, can do any kind of configuration. What about L1 administrator? L1 admin can only read the configuration. He cannot change anything. So we can discuss here how to create multiple firewall administrators and how to define the level of access, or you can say how to define the permission. Okay, clear my point, Sunita, Suresh?
Yes, sir.
Mustafa, any question?
Yes,
No, sir.
Jitendra, no problem.
Okay, so this is called what? RBAC. So only this concept, this chapter number 1 will take minimum 3 to 4 hours. Only this first chapter, first topic. After that, we can go on to the routing concept, and yes, it's a common topic. But you know, guys, routing concept we are using on router. We can configure routing on router, like static routing, default, RIP configuration, EIGRP, BGP, OSPF. We can configure on routers. But you know, like other vendor, Fortinet is giving you the option to configure routing. For example, you are working with a small organization where you have a single FortiGate firewall box. You don't have any router, and you want to connect your firewall with internet. So you need to configure routing here, like static, default, or dynamic. So I can show you how to configure all routing concept here. We can focus on static routing, then default routing. I'm not telling you the storyline, okay? You guys are familiar with the storyline. What is static? What is default? I'm telling you how to configure it on FortiGate firewall box through CLI, through graphical page. Then you can move on to the dynamic routing concept. In dynamic routing, we can focus on RIP and OSPF configuration and BGP. So I can tell you all how to configure routing configuration on FortiGate firewall box. Once you configure your routing, after that you can go on to the translation, and yes, it's a common topic. You guys are familiar with the NAT from CCNA. Remember, in CCNA we have 3 types of NAT in CCNA: static NAT, right? Dynamic NAT, and PAT. Remember, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Static, dynamic, and PAT. So what is PAT, Suresh? Can
Port
you help
address
me?
translator.
Okay, where we can use PAT option.
Single static IP address with multiple ports.
Single static IP. You can use outgoing interface IP address also, Suresh. It's not mandatory.
Yeah.
Static IP. Okay, Mustafa, what is dynamic NAT? Any idea, Mustafa? Mustafa,
Hi. Yeah.
do you have any idea about static and dynamic?
Yeah, the dynamic NAT will be If we give dynamic IPs to the outside world,
No,
static can be defined.
statically.
Static
Okay,
can be
okay. What
defined.
is Mustafa? What is NAT exactly? What do you think? What is NAT?
It will translate the address.
Okay, we are using NAT for translation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the options, Mustafa. These are the NAT translation option, configuration of translation configuration option. But these topics are related with CCNA,
Yes.
CCNA routing and switching. Sunita, what is static NAT?
Sir, static, we will assign a single like address to a single device. We can't do multiple address translation.
In static NAT, we can do one-to-one mapping.
Yes, one-on-one mapping.
One-to-one mapping. Okay.
Yeah.
And in dynamic NAT,
One to
you can
many.
create a pool of IP,
Yes.
range of IP address. And in
DHCP
fact, we
and
can
yeah,
yes, in fact, we can translate multiple
ports.
private IP address with single public
Single.
IP. Suresh,
Yes.
Yeah.
it doesn't matter it's a static IP or outgoing interface IP. It doesn't matter. Okay, you can translate multiple private IP address into single public. So this concept is called NAT. So NAT, this topic is a common topic, guys. Remember always NAT. You can configure on Palo Alto firewall, on Checkpoint firewall, on Cisco ASA, Cisco FTD, or you can configure on Fortinet. In Fortinet, we can focus two type of NAT. It's called source NAT. Source NAT concept. And second, we can discuss is called destination NAT. Destination NAT. And to configure this source and destination, we have two configuration option. First one is called what? Firewall policy NAT. And second is called central NAT. Central NAT concept. So our focus is on what? First, we will discuss what is NAT, why we are using NAT concept. I will revise, no problem. It's a CCNA concept, but I can revise, no problem. So first we can focus on what is NAT. After that, we can discuss scenario for source and destination NAT. In this scenario, we are using source NAT or for destination NAT. And after that, for source and destination NAT configuration, we have two configuration options. So to configure source and destination NAT, either you can go with the firewall policy NAT or you can go with the central NAT. So only this NAT concept will take minimum 3 to 4 hours. Okay, with the theoretical and practical implementation. I will tell you both with scenario. I will show you the practical. Okay, so NAT we are using only for Mustafa for translation, right? Suresh, Sunita,
Network.
NAT concept we are using only for translation.
Yes, sir.
But if you want to allow traffic from one network to another network, for example, here we have one FortiGate firewall box. It's a one FortiGate firewall box, and this firewall is connected with LAN network and WAN network. If you want to allow traffic from one network to another network, you need to configure firewall policies. Remember always, guys. Remember always your Palo Alto firewall, Checkpoint CCSA, Checkpoint firewall box, or you can say Cisco FTD, Cisco Firepower Threat Defense. These firewalls are using a technique is called JBF. They are working with this technique is called JBF, zone-based firewall. So in case if you are working with any zone-based firewall, so the concept is if you want to allow traffic from one zone to another zone, in case if you are working with these firewall devices, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, and FTD. So here we have a zone concept. If you want to allow traffic from one zone to another zone, you need to configure policy. In Palo Alto, you can create security policy. In Checkpoint, you can create access control policy. In Cisco FTD, you can create access policy. But Fortinet is not a zone-based firewall. Remember always, no. Fortinet is not a zone-based firewall. In Fortinet, concept is what? In Fortinet, if you want to route traffic from one interface to another interface, if you want to allow traffic from one interface to another interface, so you need to configure firewall policy. So Fortinet is not a zone-based firewall. So here we have a concept, firewall policy concept. We can focus here how to allow traffic from one interface to another interface, how to create multiple firewall policy. For example, if I'm working with a big organization, if I want to create 100, 200 firewall policy rule, how to create policy with CLI option, how to configure with graphical page. We'll discuss both, no problem. We'll discuss both. And if you want to, if you have multiple firewall policies, so how to arrange, how to work with these firewall policies, how to delete, how to edit, we'll discuss in detail. We have a proper topic on firewall policy. Next topic, next we can discuss is called web filtering concept. What is web filtering?
Sir, if any website we want to block or give limited access to particular group of people, we can add this web filtering options. We can work on this and do the needful.
Yes, remember URL filtering Palo Alto training?
Yes, sir.
It's the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. But you know, in 14 you will get some extra feature. I will show you. But see, but the point is what? These topics, web filtering, application control, antivirus, and I can add one more topic here is called file filter. So in Fortinet, we can discuss security profile. These are what? These are security profiles. Security profiles means what? These are the next generation firewall feature. Next generation firewall feature. So for example, see, here we have a firewall device. And this firewall device is connected with a LAN, and we have WAN connectivity. As per your firewall policy, for example, as per your firewall policy, traffic is traveling from LAN to WAN side. No problem. This inside machine can access the server. So as per firewall policy, traffic is traveling. But let's take example, this inside machine is trying to download a file from this outside server, and maybe this file is infected with some malicious code, maybe. So your firewall policy cannot detect this malicious information within a session. Your firewall policy cannot detect. That's why what we can do, we can create security profile here. For example, I can create in this scenario, I can create antivirus profile. And this antivirus profile I can attach with firewall policy. Okay, so because of as per firewall policy, traffic is traveling. So session is established, and this inside machine is trying to download a malicious file. So your antivirus profile can detect viruses within a session. Within your live session, your firewall can detect viruses on behalf of antivirus signature database. And once it detects viruses, you can take action. You can block the session. You can block the traffic. So this inside machine cannot download malicious file, for example. So these are what? These are this web filtering, application control, antivirus profile, file filter. These are what? These are called security profiles. It's a common topic, guys. If you go with the Palo Alto or Checkpoint firewall box or Cisco Firepower threat defense, yes, you need to create security profiles. It's a common topic. So with web filtering, what we can do, if you want to block any specific URL in your organization, a specific URL, or if you want to block URL categories, for example, I want to block in my organization, I want to block all political organization website. I want to block all news and media category website. I want to block all gaming category website. Yes, we can do this. We can do this with web filtering. In Fortinet, you can say web filtering. In Palo Alto, this is called URL filtering. So see, we have a proper topic. Chapter number 5 is dedicated for, it is dedicated for web filtering. So we can discuss in detail. Right now, I'm giving you the basic idea. Clear my point? Everyone?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Right now, I'm giving you the basic idea, but we'll discuss in detail. Okay, because when you configure web filtering, you can discuss a lots of things. For example, inspection mode. Here we have two type of inspection mode is called flow based, proxy based. So we'll discuss in detail. But right now I'm giving idea with web filtering. You can block any. You can block, allow, monitor any specific URL or URL categories. Yes. Okay. 14.8 firewall is a next generation firewall. Okay, so this firewall can detect applications, behalf of application signature database. For example, in my organization, I want to block Facebook application. I want to block LinkedIn application. I want to block YouTube application. Yes, I can do this. Either you can go with a specific application or you can go with the application group, application category. For example, I want to block all uh, email category application. I can do this. I can block with application control. In 14.8, this is called application control. In Palo Alto, this is called app ID, application identification. So don't confuse, okay? The concept is common. Application control concept is a common. So with application control, your firewall can detect application and you can take an action. Antivirus profile, your firewall can detect malicious information, virus, spyware, malware. Your Palo Alto firewall or your antivirus profile can detect behalf of antivirus signature database and can take an action. File filter is also a security profile. Let's take example. In your organization, you don't want to allow exe file, for example, exe file or PDF file. No one can upload or download exe or PDF file in your organization. These are what? These are what? These are the file extension, right? Everyone? exe, PDF, MP4, MP3, WMP. These are what? These are the file extensions. So in my organization, if I want to, block, no one can upload or download exe file or PDF file. I can do this with file filter option. So these are called security profile concept. Okay, now next topic is called 4880. What is 4880? See, as per your firewall policy, wait, I told you as per your firewall policy, wait. Okay, so as per your firewall policy, traffic is traveling. For example, this inside machine IP address is 192.168.10.10. So this inside machine is trying to hit onto this incoming interface port number 2 and outgoing interface is port number 1. So traffic is traveling as per your firewall policy. And I have a rule. I have what? I have a firewall policy right now. So this is called a firewall policy. For example, this is called firewall policy rule 1. This is your first rule, for example. As per this firewall policy, traffic is traveling. So if someone will hit onto this rule, you can monitor the log. You can monitor your traffic. If someone will hit onto this firewall policy, you can verify the log information. So in log, you can get only incoming interface, Hello, can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sunita.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
Okay. So if you verify your log information, so you will get incoming interface, outgoing interface, going interface, source IP, destination IP, but you don't know which user account. You don't know which user account is trying to access this malicious information from outside. So for full visibility, we can discuss FortiGate 80. Sunita, remember a
Yes,
concept in
sir.
follow to training. Remember a concept
Exactly.
user
Yes.
ID?
Mm-hmm.
User ID. Same
Yes.
concept we have here. Same concept we have is called FortiGate 80, or you can say firewall
Activated.
authentication. In Fortinet, this concept is called FortiGate 80 or
Okay.
firewall authentication.
Authentication. Okay.
So for full visibility, what we can do, we can create user account. We can create user account. So you have two options, guys. You have two options. Either you can create your user account in local database in FortiGate firewall, local database, or you can go with the remote authentication server. Remote authentication servers. Like we have multiple remote authentication server like Radius,
Takas. Takas.
EIUS, TechX we have, or LDAP, or you can say Active Directory, LDAP.
Activated.
So what you can do, either you can create user account in local database and you can use this local database user account in your firewall policy configuration, or you can integrate your firewall box with any remote authentication servers like Radius, TechX, LM. So in this section, in this FortiGate 80, I can tell you how to work with user account, how to create user account in local database, how to create group account in local database, or in case if I'm working in a big organization and I want to integrate my firewall box with remote authentication server, yes, I can tell you how to configure, how to integrate. So this concept is called what? FortiGate 80. After that, we can go on to the virtual domain, and it's a common topic. In Cisco, this concept is called virtual firewall. Virtual firewall. We can divide our single firewall box into multiple virtual firewall. Multiple virtual firewall. See, for example, here we have a FortiGate firewall device, and this firewall is connected with a switch. We have multiple computers, you can say, or multiple departments. For example, in LAN side, I have multiple departments. For example, marketing department, sales department, and HR department. So this is called marketing, sales, and HR. And these departments are connected with the firewall device. So now let's talk about a scenario. Okay, wait, Arjun, can you hear me? Arjun, you are late. Can you hear me, Arjun? Okay, let's continue. Mustafa, Suresh, Sunita.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, we
let's talk
can.
about scenario. Let's talk about scenario. So for example, here in LAN side, we have multiple departments like marketing, sales, and HR, multiple departments. So for example, for each department, my requirement is different. For each department, I want to configure separate type of routing concept, separate type of translation rule. I want to configure separate type of firewall policy, or you can say for marketing and for sales, I want dedicated L3 firewall, and for HR, I want a dedicated L2 firewall. So in this small scenario, in this small network, what we can do, we need 3 separate dedicated firewall for each department. Single firewall box cannot handle. It means this single device. as per requirement, for example. So you can, what you can do, you can purchase 3 separate boxes. That is the solution. But if you are going with the 3 separate physical boxes, then the cost is really high. That's why what we can do, we can purchase a single big box, and with the help of a license, you can divide your single firewall box into multiple virtual firewall device. Okay, you can divide your single firewall box into multiple virtual. This concept is called VDOM. In short, you can say VDOM concept or virtual domain. So now we have firewall box 1, firewall box 2, and firewall box 3. So these are what? These are interfaces. These are interfaces. So now marketing traffic. Marketing traffic is traveling via marketing firewall box. Sales traffic is traveling via sales firewall device. And HR traffic is traveling via HR firewall. So now we have 3 independent units. These are the logical, but these are the 3 separate independent devices. Firewall box 1 don't know anything about firewall box 2 and 3. So we can divide our single firewall box into multiple firewall box. This concept is called VDOM. It means this is called firewall marketing VDOM, sales VDOM, HR VDOM. So what is the concept? How to divide, how to work with VDOM concept, we'll discuss in detail. But this is the basic concept. Sunita, clear for you? What is VDOM? We can
Yes, sir.
divide our single firewall box. Mustafa, Arjun,
Yeah, understood.
Suresh.
Jitendra, I have some question. Can I ask now or can I?
Sure. You can ask. No
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. This is same like virtual VLAN, right? The in switch, whatever we are creating.
You can say.
Yeah.
Like VLAN.
So in this case, do we require multiple ISP link or one link is enough?
See, it's depend upon scenario, Suresh.
Okay.
Depend upon scenario. We have two. When we will discuss VDOM concept in detail, so I will tell you the two. I will tell you 2 scenarios. First is called independent. Let me show you. Right now, I'm giving you the basic idea. I told you, but when we'll talk in detail, so I will show you the scenario. See, so we have 2 scenarios. It's Suresh question, right? Suresh?
Yeah.
See, so we'll discuss 2 scenarios, Suresh. First scenario is called independent VDOMs. Or next scenario you can discuss is called routing through a single VDOM. So see, in this scenario, we need a separate internet ISP link for each VDOM. Clear my point?
Yeah.
Or maybe in your organization you have a single ISP connection, maybe, right? Maybe
Yeah.
you
We have only one connection.
have multiple departments in your LAN side, but on your WAN side you have a single ISP connection, right? So
Yeah.
we'll discuss this scenario, no problem. Clear my point now?
Yeah.
We'll discuss. Any other questions, Suresh?
Nothing. That's all.
Okay. Sunita, any question?
No, sir.
Arjun, you are late, dear. Arjun, can you hear me? Arjun, dear, can you hear me? Mustafa, any question, dear?
Not yet. It's okay.
Okay, now the next topic we can focus on layer 2 firewall. Layer 2 firewall. Remember, always you can use your firewall device in 2 modes. Either you can use your firewall as a L3 firewall device, as a L3 firewall, or you can say NAT mode firewall, or you can say L3 firewall, or you can say routed firewall, or you can use your firewall mode as a L2, or you can say transparent firewall. See, for example, if I have a firewall device and this firewall mode is a NAT, let's take example. If this firewall mode is NAT mode, so we can configure IP address onto these interfaces. We can configure IP onto these interfaces. We can configure routing onto this firewall, NAT, VPN concept, and yes, it's a next generation firewall. So we can use next generation firewall feature. Okay? We can use next generation firewall feature. So how to work with a layer 3 firewall device? I can tell you here in introduction and initial configuration, routing, NAT we can implement, VPN we can implement on L3 firewall, on NAT mode firewall. But let's take example, if I'm using this firewall device, I'm using this firewall device as a layer 2, for example, as a layer 2 firewall. So if this firewall is acting as a layer 2, or you can say as a transparent firewall, so you cannot configure IP address here. Onto these interfaces, you cannot configure IP address because these interfaces are acting as a layer 2. It's not a switch port. It's not a switch port. It's a layer 2 interface. It means we cannot configure IP address onto this interface. That's it. And it's a layer 2 firewall box, so we cannot configure routing. We cannot configure NAT, VPN, no. But yes, it's a next generation firewall. So we can use next generation firewall feature. So the point is with L3 firewall, or you can say with NAT mode firewall, we have a great feature. First, we can configure IP address on interface, we can configure routing, NAT, VPN. So we have a great feature with NAT mode firewall. With layer 2 firewall box, we have some limitation, right? These are the limitations. So in this scenario, we can use our firewall as a layer 2. That is the point. That is the question. In this scenario, we can use our firewall device as a layer 2. So we'll discuss in detail. But right now, I'm giving you the idea. So this is what layer 2 firewall. Layer 2 firewall concept is called transparent firewall. So we can discuss in detail about layer 2 firewall. Clear my point?
Yes, sir.
After that, we can go on to the login and monitoring. This topic can help you for troubleshooting. If someone will hit on your NAT policy, if someone will hit on your firewall policy, or on your security profile, or if there is any routing problem, packet loss, something, or if there is any interface down, up, something, there is some issue, or maybe VPN tunnel is down. So these type of logs we can discuss in logging and monitoring. Into this section. Into this section, I can discuss GUI and CLI both. I can discuss both log GUI and CLI. So in CLI, what we have, we can capture the packet. We can capture the packet with CLI option. I can show you some commands syntax. With graphical page, I can show you all the logs related with security profiles, related with firewall policy, related with NAT, routing. So for logs, there are two options. Either you can store your log in local database. Either you can store your log in local database, or you can go with the remote logging server like syslog, or you can go with the SNMP. So I can show you both how you can send your logs on syslog and on SNMP, or how to store our logs on in local database. So logging and monitoring is an interesting topic. Here we can discuss some troubleshooting. After that, we can go on to the VPN section, chapter number 12 and 13. These two topics are dedicated for VPN section. So first we can focus on what is VPN, virtual private network, what is the feature to use VPN concept. And if you talk about VPN implementation, so we can discuss two concepts, IPsec, and second is called SSL VPN. IPsec we are using for site to site VPN connectivity. If you want to connect multiple branch offices, for example, wait. So for example, if we have multiple branch offices, and if you want to connect these branch offices over this public network, over this untrusted network, in a secure manner. So you can go with the site-to-site VPN implementation. For site-to-site, you can use IPsec. In Fortinet, we will discuss 3 lab only for site-to-site VPN connectivity. In Fortinet, we can focus on route-based site-to-site VPN. Then you can discuss policy-based site-to-site VPN. And third option is called what? Template-based site-to-site VPN. So we have 3 concepts. We have 3 scenarios to discuss site-to-site VPN implementation. Okay, the next concept in VPN we can discuss is called remote access VPN. In remote access VPN, this home user, you can say, this home user or this remote user or this outside user, for example, he has a simple internet connectivity and he's trying to access company private resources. For example, here we have company private resources. Here we have web server, SMTP server, DNS server, for example, multiple servers. And this outside user, this home user, this whole remote user, you can say, is trying to access company private resources over this public network. So this outside user, he need to establish a connection. He need to establish a connection, a VPN connection. This connection is called what? Remote access VPN connection. So first, he need to establish a VPN connection. And once this connection is established, so he is allowed to access company private resources. He can access. And now the traffic in between his laptop and this VPN gateway device is fully secure. So for remote access VPN configuration, either you can go with the IPsec or you can go with the SSL VPN. You can go with the SSL VPN. In SSL VPN, we can discuss 2 concepts here. In SSL VPN, we can discuss 2 concepts. It's called tunnel mode. And second option is called web mode. Tunnel mode and web mode. So only this chapter number 12 and 13 are only these 2 topics will take 6 to 7 hours to finish it. This IPsec, because in IPsec site-to-site VPN implementation, we have 3 labs: route-based, policy-based, and template-based. And to configure remote access VPN, I can show you both options: how to configure with IPsec or how to configure with SSL. In SSL, we have 2 labs. We can go with the tunnel mode option or we can go with the web mode option. Clear my point? Arjun, can you hear me? Mustafa, Sunita?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these 2 chapters, chapter number 12 and 13, these 2 topics are related with VPN concept. After that, we can go on to the high availability. It's a common topic. High availability is a common topic. You can say in Cisco, you can say failover concept. In Palo Alto, you can say high availability. In Checkpoint, you can say clustering. So what is high availability? See, for example, I'm working with a small scenario. I have a firewall device with LAN connectivity and WAN connectivity. Everything is working fine into this topology. Everything is working fine. It means traffic is traveling. Traffic is traveling via this firewall box. We are using routing here, NAT, VPN, security profile. Everything is working fine, and traffic is traveling. But here into this scenario, into this topology, we have a problem. We are working with single firewall device, and there is no any backup. There is no any redundancy. In case if this box goes down, then you will lose your connectivity. Your LAN user cannot go onto the internet site, cannot access internet services. In that case, what we can do, we can add one more device. In that case, we can go with the high availability. For high availability, I can add one more device. It's called Firewall Box 2. This is called Firewall Box 1. And now I need to change my topology. Right now, I'm giving you the basic idea, but we will discuss in detail. Okay. So we have WAN connectivity and LAN site. So second firewall box I'm using for high availability. If you talk about high availability concept here in Fortinet, so we can discuss active passive and we can discuss active mode. These are called what? These are high availability mode, active passive, active. In active passive scenario, you can utilize only one firewall device into your high availability cluster, and rest of the firewalls in the cluster, they are acting as a passive device. They are acting as a passive device. Clear my point?
Yes, sir.
Guys, wait 1 minute. Okay, can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Srita, Suresh,
Yes,
Mustafa.
sir.
Yeah, yeah, Jitendra.
Okay, so now in active passive cluster, in active passive high availability, we can utilize only one firewall device, and rest of the firewall in the cluster, they are acting as a passive state. So see, and in between firewall box 1 and firewall box 2, we are using a link. This link is called HA link, high availability link. In case if you are working with Palo Alto firewall device, so in Palo Alto we need two link. We need two link. It's called high availability HA, high availability link 1 and high availability link 2. This is called control link, and this is called what? Data
Data.
in Palo. But in Fortinet, in Cisco, we need a single failover link. Single failover. Single failover link will handle all the configuration. Okay, but if you want to add one more link, so in Fortinet, so this link we are using only for backup. In case if this link is down, so this second link will take the responsibility. So I will tell you in detail, but this is what high availability concept. So now in active passive, for example, this device is active and this device is passive. Traffic is traveling. In case if this box is not working, is down, then your foul box 2 will take the responsibility and this box will become active. And traffic is automatically traveling via this foul device. So in active passive, you can utilize only one foul box in the cluster. And rest of the foul box, they are acting as a passive. But in case if you want to utilize all the foul box, for example, all the foul devices, so you can go with the active. In active cluster, you can utilize all the firewall devices, all the firewalls. Clear my point? This concept, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Jitendra.
Mustafa, any question? Suresh, dear, any question?
So which mode is better? Active is better or active passive is better?
Depend upon your scenario, Suresh. Okay, most of the organization they are using active passive.
Okay.
They are using active passive.
So see, as per my experience, what happened, the passive is sometime what happened if you are not using it might be hardware failure or something. It would be happen, right?
Mhm.
So maybe active is better, right?
No. See, in active passive, you can set a timer. Once this, for example, if this device is down, okay, In 1 or 2 seconds, this firewall box will come up again. This second firewall box will act as active.
Okay.
It's a quick time. You can use, for example, after 2 seconds, this firewall box will act as active. So yes, you can use, no problem.
So do we have that preempt option here, or it's a
Preempt, yes,
timer?
we can use preempt. We can use preempt, we can use priority, we can go with the cluster setting. We'll discuss in detail, okay? But this is
Okay.
high availability. Clear my point?
Yeah.
Yes.
So only this concept, this high availability concept will take minimum 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours to finish. So this is just an introduction session, guys, okay? Session, we can start our session because in your batch there are 7 students.
Oh.
And today only 3 students are available right now. So we can start our training, our first topic, introduction and initial configuration from next weekend. And our timing is fixed. Our timing is 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Clear, everyone?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's
Saturday,
continue our
Sunday,
topic
or
in
it's
next
only
class.
Sunday?
Sir, you are in mute.
No, it's a weekend batch. No, it's a Saturday and Sunday batch.
Ah, okay, fine.
Saturday,
It started from Sunday. That is why I'm gone.
Yes. Okay, everyone. So let's continue our topic in next session.
Okay, sir.
Bye, guys. Take care, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Same to you.
Jitendra, one
Yes.
sec.
Yes.
See, actually, in FortiGate website, they are showing this one NSF and model 1 and 2 is the free certificate, right?
Yes. These are the certification in Fortinet. We have NSE1 to
1,
NSE7.
2. Yeah, correct. See,
NSE7.
1 and 2
1, 2, and 3. NSE1, 2, and 3. These are the free certifications.
Okay.
You can log in. You can go with the training.fortinet.com. You can create an account. You can log in. You can watch some videos. You can attempt some questions, and you can pass your examination.
Okay.
This NSE1, 2, 3. This will take hardly 1 to 2 hours to pass this examination. NSE1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Our training is related with NSE4.
Okay.
NSE4. After NSE4, you can go for NSE5. NSE5, this is called Forti Manager. This is called Forti Manager. Forti Manager training plus Forti Analyzer. And you can go with the NSE6 or NSE7. NSE7 is called Advanced Enterprises Firewall. We'll discuss, okay? But this is our training, NSE4. Clear?
So do we need to have to follow this sequence like to clear?
No. These are just introduction.
Mhm.
These are just introduction. It's not related with firewall.
No, for 7 we need to clear the 6 one, or we can skip it.
No, see, for training you have to start first with NSE4. After that you can start any device.
Okay.
First start with the NSE4. After that, and after NSE4, you can directly move on to the NSE7. No problem.
Okay.
Jitendra, can you help me to this? Can you guide me to how to clear this NSE 1 and 2, 3?
Yes, I will see. I will tell you in our next class. This is our topic. Let me show you. This is our topic. We will discuss Fortinet certifications. Let me show you.
Okay.
Today it's just a topic discussion, but yes, I will tell you. See, NSE certifications. See.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
Okay, everyone. Bye, guys. Take care. Good night.
Okay.
Bye, sir.
Thank
Good
you.
night.